Haribo, Namaste. Welcome to Kirtan Live. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Nate Sita Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Nate Sita Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Namo Sita Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Mura Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te Namo Sita Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Mura Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te Ajay Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Ajay Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Ajay Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Nitai Gaur Hari Bol 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Bol Nitai Gaur Hare Bol Hare Bol Nitai Gaur Nitai Gaur Hare Bol Hare Bol Nitai Gaur Nitai Gaur Hare Bol Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada 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 Haribol, Haribol. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimati Siddha Swarup Ananda, Paramaham Satinamini, Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasudeva Gauravananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Please allow me to continue my reading on the pamphlet of Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Prabhupada entitled A Need for a Guru. So, how to know who is Guru? How can we tell who is a bona fide Guru? We can find out who the representative of God from God Himself. The Supreme Authority tells us how to recognize the bona fide Guru. The Supreme Lord is present in the form of Scripture and the Paramatma, or Lord in our heart. In these two forms, the Supreme Person guides us in our search. The qualities of a bona fide guru are adequately described in the revealed scriptures, so we can check a person's qualities, activities, and teachings with the scriptures, and in that way we see whether or not he is a guru. Does he manifest the qualities of a guru as stated in scriptures? Do his activities and teachings harmonize with scriptural injunctions? A bona fide guru is the living representative of the Supreme Being, and he certainly manifests the qualities enumerated in scriptures. He is the perfect example of a devotee in both words and actions. His life is in complete harmony with the teachings of the scriptures. In this process of checking with scripture, an important point to consider is that a bona fide guru may not necessarily use the same terminology or call God by the same name used in a particular scripture. In looking at the life of a guru, we're not talking about language, customs, or time and place, which may vary accordingly. But the essential teachings being imparted must be identical with those in scriptures. Guru means one who passes on the Supreme Person's message purely without changing it. He does not create his own philosophy, nor does he alter the essence of God's teachings. He may change the method of teaching according to the time, place, and circumstances or culture, but he does not change the essential message. For example, all great all great spiritualists propagate the foremost scriptural message to love the Supreme Being, and yet representatives of God throughout history have called the Supreme Person by various names and titles. They have addressed him differently, but they have all worshipped him with love and devotion. The essential message has remained unchanged. If a person says or does something that contradicts what God or the devotees of God have said in scriptures, they have to reject such a person. If a person alters God's teaching, even just slightly, or he adds something no matter how small, he makes a new teaching. In in a mathematical equation, for example, if you alter one digit, the final answer is different. Similarly, a person may change 1% of a teaching and keep 99%, but it becomes totally wrong. Therefore, we cannot accept such a teaching or such a person. The Supreme Person is within our hearts, and He can tell us whether a person or a teaching is of Him or not. The Lord expands Himself as the Paramatma in the heart of living entity, Everyone can direct medium. Everyone can be a direct medium to Paramatma. There's nothing that prohibits anyone from hearing the Lord in the heart. One should not think that only Guru hear the Lord in the heart, or that only another person can hear the Lord in the heart. Being the Lord, He is fully capable of answering any doubts that may arise in one's heart. For example, a person may ask, "Is this person really your representative? Can I completely trust him?" God will tell you the answer from within your heart. Without this confirmation from God, a person should not accept any person as guru. Thus, when it comes to seeking a guru, we're not really alone. It's not that we're in a position where we have to protect ourselves from cheaters. We have protection from charlatans because God protects us from within our hearts and via scripture. If we listen and check what a person says with scripture and with the Lord in the heart, then there's nothing to lose. If it contradicts, then we reject it. If it doesn't contradict, it's all right. People only have to know that God is there to give them instruction, and they simply need to have enough common sense to take that instruction. In this process, they are not only benefited but also protected. Seeking God's representative. Most people tend to see with the external eyes only. They look at someone and judge, "Oh, I don't like him because he doesn't look like a guru. He's young and he speaks in a different way." Such people are immense in the visuals, bodily features, age, nationality, clothes, manner of speaking, and others. What are these? They are mundane considerations based on a false identification with the material body. People look at a person's outer garment, the material body, and think they are already seeing the person. In reality, the living being is the spirit soul inhabiting the material body, and the spirit soul cannot be perceived with material vision. Furthermore, the living being's spiritual advancements or greatness can never be gauged using the eyes. People have to go beyond the outer labels. If someone has a completely different way of speaking and a different appearance but is speaking the truth, then he is to be seen as a medium of the truth. The externals have to be transcended if we want to actually God's if we actually want to see God's representative. There is a saying, "A saint can be seen through the ears, not by the eyes." A person can be known for what he is by what he is saying, by whether it is truth or whether it is nonsense. If a person is passing down the truth as it comes from God, then he is actually the representative of God. But if he is making up things, then he is not. There are many fake teachers who are very saintly looking. They look holy, but as soon as they open their mouths, they immediately reveal themselves to be without any knowledge. They reveal themselves to be fools. Therefore, many of them practice mona or silence. Then nobody will know whether I know or don't know. But if I am a fool, as soon as I start speaking, immediately people will know, "Oh, he doesn't know anything." Therefore, as a strategy, if I am not able to answer your question, then I will impress you by being so far out that I don't even speak. In that way, I won't need to be exposed. You will not know what I do not know the answer to your question. Another trick is this. If I don't know the answer to your question, I speak in riddles. You ask me a simple question, I speak in riddles. in order to make you think that you're stupid and that I'm just so far out that you don't understand or comprehend me. This is the trick of the fake teacher to make his followers continue worshiping him. When a person is very sincere and serious about finding a guru, at that point, by God's arrangement, he will be able to perceive from within his heart and from the instructions that God gives him in Scripture who is really the medium of the absolute truth. A sincere person recognizes God's representative through the process of hearing and checking what he has heard with the bona fide sources of information, scriptures, and the Lord in the heart. By God's grace, a person is introduced to Guru. It is not up to Guru to convince anyone that he is God's representative by trying to act or look in a way that fits into one's preconceived notion of how Guru should be. If Guru were to try to fit into your concept, which is completely different from someone else, then he is no longer God's servant. He becomes your servant, serving your concept that you've gotten from your conditioning in this material world. He doesn't need to dress or look in a way that you believe is holy or heavy. It is not Guru's business to make anyone think that he is God's representative. Guru has faith that God is giving each person what they want, just how much of a relationship they want with God, and what kind of relationship they desire. Guru understands that God even gives the atheist the lack of vision so that this person doesn't see him. Guru has full faith that if certain people want to know and serve God, they will see God's representative. God is within the heart of each and every one of us. He gives us what we want and pray for. If people want to serve God, then God will show them who His representative is and how they can go about giving their life to God. But if people just sort of want to know Him or have a little more distant relationship, then He lets them have that desire too. If a person does not want to serve God at all, He'll give him the lack of vision by which he won't recognize God's representative and the truth that He is imparting. If one is sincere, how does he pray for the vision to see God's representative? There is a danger in saying, I don't see you as God's representative, but I want to. This is wrong. What if that person is not God's representative and you want to see him as such? God will give you what you want. He'll let you see that person is as his representative even though he may not be. Therefore, one should be careful in asking for vision. The method is not to ask God, please give me the vision that this person is your representative. Rather, one should sincerely pray, Dear Lord, please let me know whether or not this person is your representative. This is a different way of asking, and God will respond accordingly. So, Haribol, so I will continue my kirtan na Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimati Siddha Swarupananda, Paramahamsa Itinamini, Bhaju Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Advaita Gadadhar Vasudeva. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Ate Siddha Swarupananda, Paramahamsa Itinamine, Bhaju Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Haribol Makarenda, Haribol Itay ko, Itay ko, Haribol, Haribol Itay ko, Itay ko, Haribol, Itay ko, Itay ko, Haribol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Haribol, Itay ko, Itay ko, Haribol, Haribol, Itay ko, Itay ko, Haribol, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Haribol, Haribol. Salamat po, Haribol. Thank you po. Kirtan Bhai, Haribol. Namaste.